Hi, this is Tutor Nick B, and this is Idioms 3. Today we're going to look at the idiom, desperate times call for desperate measures. Okay, so here we say desperate times call for desperate measures. Really extreme or bad situations can only be solved by resorting to, like you had no other choice, to drastic actions. This is in response to that other one we talked about Venezuela again, so I wanted to give you the good example here. The runaway inflation and food shortages have left many Venezuelans eating stray dogs and cats and breaking into zoos to eat animals. Yeah, there was a lot of reports that this was happening for a long time, and even worse things than this. I've heard about Venezuelans losing a lot of weight over the year, and because there's food shortages and price controls, they got really, really desperate. So that's what we would say. So usually if we say a line like this, we might follow it with desperate times call for desperate measures. You can reverse it too. You could have said the desperate times call for desperate measures first, and then follow with why. So again, the runaway inflation and food shortages have left many Venezuelans eating stray dogs and cats and breaking into zoos to eat animals. Yeah, they broke into a zoo, and I know they ate a horse. They just left the bones of its head. Something like that. So when people are desperate, this is what happens. Yeah, we do have another phrase that kind of goes similar to this. We say, desperate people do desperate things. It's kind of along the same line. And here's a second example here. This was several years ago. This was definitely a true story. And they even made a movie out of it. I think they called it 127 Hours, if I remember correctly. The hiker Aron Ralston had to cut off his own right arm to save his life because it was trapped under a boulder. Yeah, he went hiking and he didn't tell anybody, so nobody knew where it was, and the big boulder fell on his arm, and he was trapped. And if he didn't do that, he probably would have died. As it was, he was there probably for several days. So he eventually had to cut off his own arm. Well, this is definitely an example of desperate times call for desperate measures. Again, you could have reversed it. You could have said desperate times call for desperate measures first, and then said the example. All right, well, I hope that gives you a sense of the word. When you're really desperate, you might have to take some very drastic actions when you feel like you have no other choice. All right, thank you.